Good morning, children. Yesterday we learned about Golconda Fort and its different security measures. Today we are going to learn more about Golconda Fort. See, these were the palaces in the fort. Every room of the palace had large doors and windows and ventilators built in it. Ventilators are small windows on the near the roof of the room. Now, these doors, windows and ventilators allowed a lot of fresh air and sunlight in the palaces. Okay. Now the walls of the palaces had carvings on the walls. You can see these carvings. Now carvings are the designs made on the stone or on the wood using the tools like chisel and hammer. Let's see how they do it. See, this is chisel and he is hitting it with the hammer, okay, on the stone, and this is how he is making different designs on the stone. Okay. Now there are many fountains in the palaces like this. They made these fountains in their gardens and also on the roof of the palaces. Children, do you know how these fountains worked on the roofs? And where do they get water from? The fountains got water from these reservoirs. Okay. And how do you spell reservoir? R-E-S-E-R-V-O-I-R-S. Reservoir means big tanks in which water is collected. Now the wall of these reservoirs had the clay pipes in between. Can you see these holes? These are the clay pipes which are fitted in these walls. These pipes used to carry water to the fountains and to the different places in the palace. Palace के अलग अलग जगह पे पानी कैरी करती थी ये क्ले पाइप्स. Now the question is, how did the water reach these tanks without electricity? हम तो आजकल इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर चला के टैंक्स को फिल कर लेते हैं, but at that time there was no electricity. So how did they do it? Let's see how they did it. Look at this picture. This explains everything. Okay. This is a bullock. These are bullocks, and these bullocks, with these bullocks, this drum is attached and this tooth wheel is attached. Okay. So when the bullocks moved, this drum moved, and when the drum moved, this tooth wheel moved. Okay. Now there is a rod attached to this tooth wheel to the bucket wheel. Now when bullock moved, drum moved, tooth wheel was moving, this rod moved and it made the bucket wheel move. The buckets went down into the well, they collected the water and sent it to the reservoirs. Alright. अब bullocks के चलने पर ये ड्रम और टूथ व्हील मूव करता है जो बुलक से जुड़ा हुआ है. ड्रम और टूथ व्हील से एक रॉड जुड़ी हुई है और ये रॉड इस बकेट व्हील से जुड़ी हुई है. तो ड्रम और टूथ व्हील के चलने पर ये रॉड चलती है और इसकी वजह से ये बकेट व्हील मूव करती है. और जब ये बकेट व्हील मूव करती है तो व्हेन इट गोज़ डाउन, तो यहाँ पर ये पानी कलेक्ट करके और इसको फिर रिजर्वॉयर तक ले जाती है. ओके. नाउ लेट्स सी हाउ इट इज डन. सी, you can see the bullocks moving, and this is the drum with tooth on it, and this is the bucket wheel. The bucket wheel is going down in the well, deep down in the well. It collects the water from there, and then this way the collected water moves up and this is how it is collected here, and from here it is carried to the reservoirs. Alright, so this is how the water was collected in the reservoirs. Okay, now these are mehrabs. Mehrabs or arches. These were arch-shaped tunnels. You can see this tunnel. The cool breeze passes through these tunnels. Okay, इस टनल से ठंडी हवाएं पास होती थी. So the soldiers of the fort used to take rest here. These tunnels were used by the soldiers. वो यहाँ के उस ठंडी हवा में आराम करते थे. Okay. Now if you visit Golconda Fort or any other fort, you will find a museum there. Alright, museum in the fort. Whatever things were used by the people of those times, like pots, jewelry, swords, guns, and even their clothes are kept in the museums. Okay, when they see, it is written here, objects recovered during debris clearance in Golconda. नीचे से खुदाई में, ठीक है, इस तरह के मटीरियल मिलते हैं, and these are kept in the museum. These are called antiques. Okay, antiques are the things, they tell us about how the people of those times lived. Okay, children. So this was all about Golconda Fort. Now you know how these forts are built, what is their security system, and how the people at that time lived. Okay, now watch this video again and again and do task 13 in copy.